Hey everybody, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? It is Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. I don't know if y'all realized, but I kind of didn't do any videos this week, so I reckon I'll do this one and we'll go from there and see what happens, alright? Alright, well, here we are. So, guess what? I got zero planned, alright? So, I'm gonna wing it. A whole darn thing. I'm gonna wing it. Nah. So what I wanted to do was just a quick update, kind of let everybody know. It's been a week. It's been a challenging week. Um, Late last week, I was able to talk with. Um, I was able to talk with my half brother that I didn't know I had. Um, that was quite a lovely conversation. We talked for about an hour and a half or so and got to know each other a little bit. I'm praying for more. I'm praying for more time to be able to get to know each other. He's not able to give me a whole lot of information on the father, our dad, because he didn't really know him that well. Again, circumstances beyond really anybody's control. He didn't know him. So, from my perspective, dad didn't know me. He wasn't given the opportunity to know me. He didn't even know about my conception. So it's a challenge getting information when everybody who was close to dad is gone. And it is what it is. Moving in, there was some challenges. Dealing with a lot going on here. I had 3 out of 4 packages go missing in 15 hours. I had 3 out of 4 packages just disappear. Had to go through the whole process with Amazon on the phone with them for about 2 hours consecutive, or 2 hours over a 15-hour period. Having appointments, having cardiac rehab, and then the other day, it rained heavily while I was at cardiac rehab, and then I had a nutrition class afterwards, and which was optional. I didn't have to do the nutrition class. And on the way home, I'm coming around a bend, and on the highway, and uh, the whole right lane was flooded. And it was, I don't just mean a little puddle, I mean it was flooded. Um, didn't have time to slow down, didn't have time to pull over. There was a car to the left of me, so I couldn't swerve and get out of the way. And unfortunately, I hit the puddle going probably 50 miles an hour, and the car instantly started to sputter. I knew water had gotten under the hood pretty easy. Started having some of that white steamish smoke looking thing. And then, called a mechanic friend, went and took it to get looked at. And for the third time in a row, there was oil in the cradle for the spark plugs. And third time I've had to have that fixed. So $700 later, uh, it's been a rough week. A dear relative that I hadn't seen for quite a while, my uncle Eddie, passed away, and he will be missed. Um, so there's just a lot of stuff going on, a lot of physical pain going on, having some physical stuff going on, but it's not all doom and gloom. As most of you know, I started doing the Conqueror Challenge, and I just finished the Fellowship Challenge. Fellowship Challenge goes from Bree to the Mines of Moria. I finished the Shire kind of behind schedule, and I finished Fellowship almost 31 days ahead of schedule. So it was exciting. I just started the Mines of Moria challenge for the Conqueror challenge, and I really hope to finish strong. I really hope to continue. I'm just waiting for that medal to arrive. The first one only took a short time, so I'm really excited to get that, and I'll be sharing that with y'all because I think it's important to support one another in their journeys, especially when they're journeying for Christ and trying to better their life. I think it's important that we, our friends, our family, people that we know, people that we work with, when they are experiencing challenges and they are doing their best to overcome those challenges, it is very important for us to edify one another. Scripture tells us that iron sharpens iron, and it tells us to bear one another's burdens, and it tells us to rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. And yes, and even calling out another Christian's sin. And I hear it all the time, you can't judge me. No, I cannot. But as a Christian, if you are a Christian, my job is to tell you that ain't Christian-like, and what you're doing is sinning against a righteous and holy God, because God tells us to hold one another accountable. So it's been a rough week, and I didn't get a chance to put two lessons together, though I will be able to happily tell you next week's episode, the either Monday or Tuesday, depending on how rehab and all that goes, is called The Upcoming Harvest. And we will be diving back into the book of John. I have it done. I'm excited, very much so, to deliver this message in the book of John to y'all. But it is called The Upcoming Harvest. And I worked hard on it, and I really pray that God uses me in a mighty way. And I pray it's the best video yet for the channel. And I pray that we continue as Christians, grow the channel, share with other Christians, and pray that the Lord is able to continue to use this channel to do great things with it. I'm very much excited for the future. As most of y'all can tell, I'm really loving The Office. It's not done yet. I still have some stuff to hang, but you see I have my my Ahsoka disc plate back where it belongs. I have others. And I'm excited. I've got my Batman stuff up on the shelf, and it was suggested that when it comes time to cool down and just to settle down a little bit for the day, that I use this guy. This is the Starship Enterprise. This is D. It even has a serial number, which is pretty cool. But this thing, really cool. I love this thing. When I'm just sitting here and I'm chilling and I'm kind of in my quiet time,
incoming transmission.
It's really cool because I can kind of just, I don't know how this thing works, y'all. I really don't. I think the button got stuck. Oh, that's not good. Buttons are not supposed to get stuck.
Incoming transmission.
Anyway, this thing is supposed to have it's supposed to have sound. It's supposed to, anyway. Not sure why the button is stuck. The lights have now stayed on, but I'm trying to get the sound to come and stay on. It's supposed to have the engine hum. So that. Nope, not that. That. There it goes. So, I don't know if y'all hear that, but I find that very relaxing, actually. Some of the captains from Star Trek, they had lines in the episode where they would actually enjoy going down to the engine room just to listen to the engines hum. And I don't know what it is about that particular white noise, because that's really what it is. It's a white noise machine. It's Bluetooth. I can play music through that thing. I can whatever. It's pretty cool. But I don't know what it is. But I find that highly relaxing. I guess I always dreamt as a kid. I love Star Trek, and Star Trek kind of saved my life as a kid. But I looked up to Captain Picard as a role model. I thought, as far as role models goes, he was a pretty good one. I always wanted to join Starfleet. I always wanted to serve on the front line of the expedition of space, learning and growing and seeking out new life. And I just really loved the idea of being an explorer. I joined the Army to make a difference. I joined the Army to bring safety and security to another people. And I wasn't in the Army because I wanted to bring harm to others. Quite the opposite. I was in the Army, even though I was counterintelligence and reconnaissance, and even though we did arrest a whole lot of bad people, and we did take out the enemy, and we did fight a war. I was really hoping that we would leave Iraq better than what it was when we found it, and I was hoping that through democracy they would actually have something that we had here, and that was freedom. And my hope was to actually leave them with something, and that would be a lasting legacy. And I wanted our legacy to be a positive one. Yes, sometimes in order to build up, you have to break down. Sometimes what was there is bad, and you have to destroy it down to the bedrock and rebuild it. Sometimes a house is too far gone, and you have to bring it all the way down to the slab in order to rebuild something more beautiful. Sometimes that's just the way it is, and that's really all I wanted. And now, as I've gotten older, I just hope my legacy is that of sharing the gospel of peace, sharing the love of God to whomever may listen. I don't really care if my name is remembered. I just want to please my Abba Father, and I just want to make sure that everything I do, all the chances I've been given, I'm not wasting them. I had so March 4th is the anniversary of some very dear friends passing away and over in Iraq, and I had the honor and the privilege of joining some of my fellow soldiers in raising a glass, and we talked and we laughed, we cried a little bit. One of the things that I really got out of that was, through tragedy, we were able to come closer together, and I'm not sure we'd be this close if it wasn't for the tragedy. And we're there for one another. Pick up the phone, or whatever it is, we're there for one another. When I was laying almost dead in a hospital, I had many of them stopped everything they were doing. They packed a bag, and they came from Maryland and Florida, California, and Texas, and from all over, and they were at my bedside in 36 hours. And it's truly humbling to be able to say I've got family like that. And they're not blood relation, but we're a family. It's hard not to joke about it, but when Dom says in the Fast and Furious, we're family, I get it. I understand what that kind of family is, because I've been blessed to have that kind of family. Now the joke was, out of all the scouts and all the medics, I've the one that's tried dying the most frequent, and tried is the joke, but I'm the one that's come closest to death multiple times, and but I'm still here. God still has a purpose for me. God has still saved me and brought me to this point for whatever reason, and I just hope that it's to share the love of God with y'all, continue to bring you God's word, God's message. Yes, I do a lot of study through John MacArthur. Make sure that I'm on the right track, and even some of the ideas that he has written. But I also use J.C. Ryle, and or Art. What's his name? I want to make sure I get it right. Yeah, J.C. Ryle. See? Bam! J.C. Ryle. Gospel of John. There we go. I do know my stuff, kind of. Yeah, when you study, and of course, you're going to mention some of their ideas, and I just want to make sure that as the channel continues to go forward, I want to make sure that we're praying for one another, that we're there for one another. You know that my email is always open to y'all. It's in the description. thearrowpreacher@yahoo.com. It's pretty simple, right? It's in the name. You can always comment. You can always anyway, I just want to make sure that everybody's doing well. I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your day. Yeah, I hope everybody is doing well, and I will continue to be here for y'all. I'll continue to try to help everybody best I can get through this thing called life in a way that is pleasing to God. So, y'all take care. Stay safe, everybody.